Hey guys, what's up? It's Andrew and it's time to continue AP prep for AP Microeconomics and our discussion of elasticity. In case you guys missed the previous video, which I would advise watching, we discussed price elasticity of demand, which shows how responsive people are to price changes in the market. In this video, we're going to be discussing the other three types of elasticity: elasticity of supply, income elasticity of demand, and cross-price elasticity of demand. Now I have some good news and some more good news. These three types of elasticity are both simpler than price elasticity of demand, in my opinion. They're also not tested on as much on the AP exam. However, despite me saying that, they still can appear, so a discussion of these is necessary. First, let's discuss elasticity of supply. So let's open the curtains and begin this wonderful discussion. Alright, elasticity of supply is the responsiveness of the quantity supplied to the price changes. Rather than looking at the consumers, we actually look at the producers and how they react to a change in price. Just like last time, a formula is necessary. So let's look at that formula. Yay, formulas. This formula is the percentage change in quantity supplied divided by the percentage change in price. Now look at that formula very carefully. Does it look familiar? Well, it should. The formula is the exact same one as the previous formula for elasticity of demand. There's only one difference, and that's that little S right over here. Instead of that S, it was a D before. It's the exact same thing. The only replacement technically is the word supply rather than the word demand, like last time. As time goes on, goods become more elastic from the supply perspective, because there's a newer ability to modify your resources as time passes. If a company that makes clothing, for example, invests a lot of money and resources into ties, they can't use those resources to make suits, unless you want a pretty interesting looking suit. The other ideas are the exact same as elasticity of demand, so there's not much of a need to discuss them again. If you haven't already, I would definitely advise watching the previous video about elasticity of demand. This is to really understand the concepts that were discussed in the video. Now our next type of elasticity is income elasticity of demand. This measures the responsiveness of the quantity demand to the change in income. Are you ready for a shock? There's a formula. What? You're crazy. Yep, there's a formula. Now this formula is the percent change in quantity demanded divided by the percent change in income. So there is a difference between this and the previous two formulas. Now with this formula, unlike the previous two, positive and negative matter, because I know previously we would take the absolute value of that to find out if the good was going to be elastic or inelastic. This time positivity and negativity, if that's a word, matters. And to explain this new topic, I brought out another number line, seen right over here. If the number is going to be negative, like there, it's going to be an inferior good, or a good that people actually don't want, but have to purchase because it's cheaper. Anything that's a no-name product is most likely an inferior good. This includes, store brand products. Basically things that people don't really want most of the time. The positive numbered goods are going to be your normal goods, which means they are normally bought when income rises. While your purchases for Walmart cereal, which is probably going to be a negative or inferior good, go down if you make more money, you're going to increase your sales of Cheerios. You're going to have more of a need for Cheerios. Your purchases are going to increase for Cheerios. Therefore, these are goods that you normally buy, actually wanting them. Alright, so I bet your head at this point is reeling with pictures of formulas and elasticity, so naturally you're going to think about rubber bands bouncing around. So you'll be happy to find out that there's actually only one more elasticity left. Then you're going to have to master the elasticity. Let's discuss that now. That final elasticity is called cross-price elasticity. Now this one measures the responsiveness of the quantity demanded of one good to the price of another good. Your final formula, whoop-de-doo, final formula, you got the final smiley face and everything, when related to elasticity is going to be this: the percent change in quantity demanded of good X divided by the percent change in price of good Y. Now you might be wondering, why is this useful? I mean, what's the point of comparing two different goods? Well, with our final number line, I'm going to stress this whole finality thing, I can easily explain it, seen right there. Now if your answer is going to be a negative number, you're going to have complements, or goods that are related to each other. For example, as I throw a bunch of tennis balls out there, if you have a comparison between tennis balls and a tennis racket, you're going to see that they're complements, as the two goods are both related to each other. If you have tennis ball sales increasing, it's likely that you're going to have tennis racket sales increasing, and vice versa. On the other hand, if you have a positive number, you're most likely going to have substitute goods. Alright, the example would be a relationship between tea and coffee. You're typically not going to drink both of them. You're going to drink one or the other. And that's everything. You now have an understanding of all 4 different elasticity types that can appear on the AP test and in microeconomics as a whole. You also understand how each one impacts the way that consumers or producers actually think. Alright, thanks for watching and learning something new about economics. Leave a comment in the section below for another video, good things about the video, or anything you want to share about. Subscribe and or like with the button below as well. I hope to see you next time.